We shift our focus indoors to the friendly. Not a lot of students in town, but plenty of black and gold in the stands. Hawkeyes win the opening tip, and we are underway from Carver Hawkeye. Of course, Iowa, as we've talked about, coming off a very productive weekend down in Orlando as Hannah Stolke is pulled to the floor. She will be fouled, and a quick foul against Western Illinois. But Iowa coming off a really good weekend. They picked up a top 10 win against Baylor. And really the big storyline around the Hawkeyes has been, yes, they're very young, a lot of new faces, but boy, they are playing really well together early on in the season. Give and go, Stolke to Stremlo. She goes up off the window, and the Hawkeyes strike first.
Yeah, that was great work there from Stremlo and Stolke. Hawks have the advantage down low inside, so they should be looking to work there, get the ball in the paint early, and work off those back cuts.
McCowan, quick shot leads to the transition points for Ava Hayden, the Big Ten Player of the Week a week ago after her performances down in Orlando. That pass goes awry. It'll be a turnover. Quick work from the Hawkeyes early on. Ava Hayden has been the storyline for Iowa, leads the team in points and rebounds in their game against Miami. Had 20.6 rebounds and a couple of steals as well. What has made Ava Hayden, the sophomore, so good this season?
Well, Hayden has just been so good at running the court. So many times I see her run past everyone, be the first one down the court, right away to the block, and it gives her an open layup every time.
McCabe, deep three off the back iron. Rebound comes down to Hayden. Feuerbach has it on the right wing.
Hayden also very good working on the offensive board and just grabbing a bunch of rebounds in general. Iowa typically wins the rebound battle, and she's a big reason for it.
Good deflection from Allie Meadows as Western Illinois. They're going to need to lean on that defense. This high-scoring offense from the Hawkeyes. They have been fantastic early on. Western Illinois definitely going to have to step up their defensive game. Ava Hayden, quick work underneath the basket. She's already got 4 points.
And like we said, the tallest player for Western Illinois is only 6'2". The Hawks have two players, Ava Hayden and Layla Hayes, both 6'5". It's going to be tough for the Leatherbacks to be able to contain them down low.
A whistle blown as the rebound came down to Western Illinois. It'll be a foul against Kylie Feuerbach as a long three from McCowan hit off the back iron. Rebound for a moment was held by Addie Brownfield, and then a scuffle on the floor. Ultimately, it'll be Western Illinois' ball. First, some conversation between the referees, but we're all ready to go. 6-0 Iowa early on. Now, we talked with head coach J.D. Gravina before the game, Karch. Of course, coming into a hostile environment. We didn't really expect this crowd to be as good, especially with Thanksgiving tomorrow, not as many students around, but this place is really filled out well. What are some things that he talked about, and what are some things that Western Illinois is going to have to do to play smart against a really good Hawkeye team?
Well, one thing he did say is that it's going to be hard for them to put points on the board because of the stifling Iowa defense, with only one team, Miami, scoring over 60 points for them. But one thing he did seem not excited about, but he was surprised that Chit-Chat wasn't playing, and he even said, I have 99 problems, but Chit-Chat ain't one, so you can tell he is happy that she's not on the court making plays for the Hawkeyes.
Reagan McCowan gets the Leathernecks on the board after her three-pointer jumped off the back iron and went through the basket. Into the corner for McCabe, but Stolke is fouled down low, and that's the second time she's hit the court tonight.
Yeah, with the size advantage, it looks like Western Illinois is sticking to playing more physical, trying to get a body on them. And that's the second time they've gotten an early foul here.
Stolke using the screen from Hayden goes off the glass. Hannah Stolke in her senior season. Iowa fans have seen her grown up a lot since she's gotten here. Played a couple of years with Caitlin Clark, but now she is the leader on this team as that three-pointer from Nicastro is offline. Feuerbach in transition. And Hannah Stolke, she's really been working on that three-point game as Taylor McCabe will shoot from three off the back iron. Kicks out the rebound right toward us.
Yeah, like you said, Hannah Stolke, she has been given a lot more range to shoot from. She used to never step out beyond the arc, but there's been multiple times she's taken 9 3-pointers this season. She even made a turnaround fading 3 from the corner a couple weeks ago. So she's definitely been given a lot more freedom out there on her shot selection.
Another scramble for the basketball. Western Illinois comes up with it. Going to work down in the paint, spinning around Hayden. Loses the ball, taken away by McCabe. Mallory Shetley losing the ball. Here's Kylie Feuerbach spinning around, kicks it out to Stolke. And the Hawkeye offense will slow things down. And Hannah Stolke, as we've said, she's worked on that three-pointer, but also her free throws have gotten a lot better since her freshman year. Now, no one even questions her when she gets fouled because of how well she's been able to progress in that aspect. Ava Hayden continuing to progress as well, as she now is up to 6 points.
Yeah, she said, you want to bring a little bit of physicality? No problem. She got knocked to the ground earlier that possession, gets back up, seals it off, gets big, and gets an easy 2.
Here is Nicastro, long 2 off the iron. And the Hawkeyes in transition again. This is where they're dangerous. Stolke can't get that one to roll. Now Western Illinois trying to pick up some transition offense themselves. Shetley, another long 2, rims out. 10-3 Hawkeyes.
They have found a couple open shots so far. They just haven't been able to convert them. So look for them to start knocking those down later on in the game.
Ava Hayden finds Tremlow, right wing 3 off the back iron and rebounded by Maya Nicastro. Logo 3 from the Mediacom logos off the back iron. Well, Western Illinois being quick with their shots, and a lot of them have been from beyond the arc. Haven't been able to find one to hit the bottom of the net yet, as Kylie Feuerbach is fouled.
Maybe it's to catch their defense off guard, but they are taking many very quick shots. You wonder if their coach would like to see them slow it down a little bit, maybe get into a rhythm and find an offense here.
Well, one thing we talked about, Karch, is how good that Iowa is at rebounding. They're 12th in the country in rebound margin with plus 16.2. And with Western Illinois taking quick shots, it's allowing Iowa to be able to do what they do best in a rebound and make sure that Western Illinois doesn't have long possessions. Swing it around, thought about a 3, pulls it down to Castro. Looking for some help. The stifling Iowa defense. When you talk to any coach around the league, they say that has been the biggest improvement for Iowa. Here's a fadeaway 2 from Mallory Shetley that drops.
Yeah, the Hawks are doing a great job getting in those helping lanes and even switching on if they need. They have a lot of big forwards who can step out and guard a guard if they need to. So that's been a real help and really their biggest improvement so far this season.
McCabe down to the freshman Layla Hayes. She's double teamed and she's caught walking. Was named Summit League Coach of the Year back in 2016 as well. Long 2 from Nicastro was off the back iron. But Gravino's done a really good job with this Western Illinois squad. And here's a takeaway. Brownfield in transition, kicks it out. 3 from Meadows, off the back iron.
Seems like Western Illinois early and on is in the mindset where they need to be able to keep up with this Hawkeye offense. They need to shoot threes, so that way they're not losing out on possessions and maximizing their amount of points. But it's not working earlier. The threes aren't falling, so you wonder if they're going to start getting into their offense and try to get more layups and work inside.
Another takeaway from Western Illinois. Here's another long 2 that drops, this time from Mallory Shetley. She's up to 4 points. And now the lead shrinks down to 3 as Iowa has turned the ball over 5 times already. Here's a long 2 from Stolke. That's left wide right. And the Leathernecks again quickly in transition. Top of the key 3 off the iron again. Rebounded, put back in, cleaned up. Her offense and defense back in order, as on both sides of the ball, they've been turning the ball over quite a bit.
Yeah, one thing you'd think she'd like to see is Addie Deal settle in here. Emily Rodriguez and Chit Chat are out. Those are 2 big guards for Hawkeyes. and Addie Deal is going to have a lot more minutes and a lot bigger of a role today. So you know she'd like to see her settle in and get a feel for her game that she hasn't quite found yet this season.
McCabe's three didn't go, and Western Illinois is back on offense. Shetley has had a really good game so far, is 3 for 4 from the field with 6 points. The 6-foot grad student from Bourbon, Missouri. Shot clock is low. She puts up a wild shot. It goes awry, and the Hawkeyes are back on offense. Tipped pass. Layla Hayes picks it up and puts it off the window.
That's the problem Western Illinois is going to have, is the fact that they just don't have the size to keep up with Layla Hayes and Ava Hayden. You can see she just had a great seal on her, and there's really, once she caught the ball, no chance for her to get stopped on that little turn and hook.
Addie Brownfield is caught walking. It'll be a turnover as she went for the shot. Checking in for the Hawkeyes is Journey Houston and Ava Hayden. Tough fall from Brownfield, but one too many steps. And here is the highly touted freshman Addie Deal bringing the ball up the court. Deal driving in, puts up a shot off the window, and it drops in.
That was a great move from Deal there. A little half spin and then a step through right.
McCabe battling for the ball, a jump ball. Possession arrow toward Western Illinois.
One thing that's great about these Hawkeyes is the physicality of their guards. Like, their guards are not afraid to hit the glass. They're not afraid to reach in and try to get steals. They're not afraid to go in, score in the paint. And Jan Jensen's got to love that. It really adds another level from when they do end up stepping beyond the arc, where they can also knock down the three.
And there's that size advantage. Ava Hayden with the takeaway right back to her. She goes up and hits the ground hard. Taking the foul, Addie Brownfield standing in and taking the brunt of the hit.
Yeah, that can't feel good, can it?
5'9", going up against 6'4". And that is a battle that's tough to win if you're Addie Brownfield. Ava Hayden, a 6'4" sophomore from Sherwood, Oregon, was the 5th Hawkeye freshman since 2009 to net 15 or more points in an NCAA tournament game. As Ava Hayden really took headlines late in the season in the Big Ten tournament, and of course in the NCAA tournament against Murray State, where she really showed up and had a couple of really big games, had the Hawkeyes winning a couple of games in the Big Ten tournament, 1-1 in the NCAA tournament. Here's a long three that is way offline.
Yeah, Jan Jensen during Media Day had a lot of praise for Hayden, and really about how she ended last season, how she really had the Hawks rolling. And although they did lose in the second round, she does believe that Hayden, her experience from last year, can help her propel and lead this Hawkeye team through the Big Ten tournament once again and into the NCAA tournament.
Down low to Hayden, right on time. 18-9. Hawkeyes on a 8-0 scoring run over the last minute and a half.
And Ava Hayden, 10 points, already in double digits and outscoring Western Illinois all by herself.
Driving in is Reed, kicks it out. McCowan for three, no good off the iron. And who is it but Ava Hayden with the rebound. McCabe slows things down with 30 seconds on the clock. Down low to Hayden again through the double team.
It doesn't matter how many bodies they're throwing at her at this point. She's 5 for 5, still has yet to miss. And it has just been the Ava Hayden show so far in this first quarter.
She was 9 for 9 in her start against Miami through 3 quarters. Finished the game with 20 points and 6 rebounds. Another long three from Western Illinois that'll bounce out about the season. They're undefeated, have jumped from 19th to 11th in the AP poll, and Ava Hayden has been on a fast track to national headlines already.
Yeah, just like you said, they have not had to be very patient at all. But even it's not just Ava Hayden, it's some of the freshman as well. Talking about the youth is Layla Hayes. Whenever Ava gets subbed out, Hayes just steps in and fills in almost seamlessly. Just another big body, same size, same build, and it just seems like the Hawks can't be stopped when they have the post game working.
Jan Jensen is the bigs whisperer, as they say around here in the Big Ten, and she's got two really good ones filling up the 5 spot with Ava Hayden and Layla Hayes. As Hayden rips down another rebound, and the Hawkeyes are back on offense, up 20-9 through 1 quarter. AJ Reister alongside Cart Smith on this Thanksgiving Eve. Addie Deal from 3. Talk about another freshman who's going to make a name for herself, one of the most highly touted prospects in Hawkeye history, right up there with Caitlin Clark.
Oh, yeah, Deal. She hasn't found her stroke quite so yet this season, but 2 for 2, 5 points, 2 assists, and a rebound already in this game. She's looking to fill the, like I said, she's going to have to fill a bigger role tonight, and she's doing that very well so far.
Fadeaway 3 is left short, rebounded by Nicastro. Goes up for a second chance opportunity, and she will make the most of it. 23-11, Kylie Feuerbach in transition. Bounce pass down to Houston. She'll pull up from the charity stripe. Rebounded by Hayden. Back around to Feuerbach. She pulls the trigger from 3, but it's off the iron. Another long 3. That's left long. And once again, Western Illinois, short time of possession on their, when they have the ball. Ava Hayden on the runner is fouled, and she will head to the line.
And like we said earlier, Western Illinois seemingly settling for long shots, taking threes. I mean, the Castro's only shot 4 threes all season before this game, and she's taking them off the fast break. I don't know if that's the shot that they want that early on in the shot clock.
Western Illinois 1 for 9 tonight from beyond the arc. They are 5 for 21 from the field. The Hawkeyes, on the other hand, they haven't been shooting as many threes tonight. Just 1 for 6. They're 10 for 18 from the field. Of course, Ava Hayden leading the way. She misses her first free throw.
It's the first shot she's taken that hasn't gone in tonight.
Second one is good. Reed brings it up. Look at the defense from Addie Deal. We've already talked about how she's going to have to step up without Chit Chat Right tonight. Baseline 2 is no good. Rebounded by Western Illinois. It's McCowan. She goes up and cleans it up.
That's a great job. And so far, Western Illinois has found great success off that offensive rebound, giving themselves second chances where the Hawks seem to almost slack down a little bit, and they're getting open shots close to the basket.
Ava Hayden. Too many steps once again. And Western Illinois with another chance. Haven't called Shetley's name in a while. She had 6 early points. She'll drive this time. Gives up to McCowan in the corner. A whistle down low as Brownfield hits the court. Looks like it'll be a foul on Ava Hayden. Hayden's first personal. Nicastro long 2, no good. Now Western Illinois 4-0 for the first time under head coach J.D. Gravina. And this team is just one of 25 teams that didn't lose a single player to the transfer portal.
Yeah, he did a great job keeping his team. And like he said, this is he has had it a couple times in his stretch as coaching. This is like one of 2 or 3 teams maybe where it's all seemingly coming together. They have their entire starting lineup is juniors or seniors. They have 2 returning first-team All-Ohio Valley members. This is going to be a big year for Western Illinois.
Here's a 3 from Maya Nicastro, one of the senior leaders and also a part of the All-Ohio Valley Conference first team a year ago. Addie Deal for 3. Cash!
And that's her second 3. That's at least two or three steps from beyond the arc. Addie Deal shooting lights out so far tonight.
Some serious range. That one nearly from the Mediacom logo. Shetley gives it up to McCowan. She pulls up from the charity stripe, leaves it short for Hannah Stolke. Stremlo in transition, down to Addie Deal, keeps it in bounds, kicks out to Feuerbach. The three is no good. Flying in is Stremlo for the rebound, but she is fouled.
We talked about the physicality of this Iowa team and how they're always hitting the boards, but that can get them into trouble as they now have multiple fouls trying to go for an offensive rebound here.
Now 4 fouls. All of them have been on different players. Stremlo, Feuerbach, Hayden, and Houston all have 1. As Callie Levine and Layla Hayes will check in. Callie Levine has typically been a player who doesn't get a ton of minutes, but you got to think with the absence of Chit Chat Wright and Emily Rodriguez and Tegan Mullaney, some of those players like Callie Levine and even Kenise Johnson are going to find some more minutes tonight.
That's going to be big for them to step in and fill their role. And this might be one of the most perfect games for them to be able to, and them to be needed for them to sub in.
Knocked away by Hayes. Addie Deal leading the offense up the court. It'll be interesting to see what Callie Levine's able to take advantage of as Deal's long three is off the iron. That one was about 5 steps from beyond the arc.
Yeah, she seems to be feeling herself. She has confidence that she hasn't had all season, and she's ready to let it fly.
She's already up to 8 points, is 3 for 4 from the field. She has a season high of 11 points. Again, this true freshman class, one of the best Iowa's seen, and they had a really good freshman class last year, of course. Almost all of them, all the sophomores have taken massive steps up. The biggest, of course, are Stremlo and Hayden. Here's a 3 from Western Illinois' Sydney Scrobot. Rebounded by McCowan. She goes up and is fouled.
Yeah, that one was on Stremlo. Maybe she didn't need to go up there as Layla Hayes was standing there right in her face, straight up and down. That's going to make the shot difficult no matter what. Don't know if Stremlo necessarily needed to risk blocking it there.
Now McCowan will head to the line. Shoots 81% from the charity stripe. Makes her first. A 6-foot junior from Lebanon, Missouri. 2-time All-Ohio Valley Conference first team. Last year was 10th in the country in scoring, averaging 22.3 points a game. And she's not even leading the team in offense anymore. Maya Castro. And we talked with J.D. Gravina before the game, and he said that he thinks the big reason why Maya has really been leading the way offensively is because everyone has now had Reagan circled when they go into a game. That leaves Maya open for more shots, and she's been able to take advantage of the opportunities.
Well, yeah, when you have someone who's 10th in the country in scoring, you're going to need someone else to take some pressure off of them. Well, how about someone who can jump up and become the 2nd leading scorer in the country?
Well, Hannah Stolke has been relieving a lot of pressure from her teammates. She's been so good the last few years, especially when Caitlin Clark was still in Carver Hawkeye. It was normally Stolke who would be the 2nd leading scorer on the team. Levine looking around, has Stolke. Bounce pass down low for Hayes. Easy bucket for Layla Hayes.
And no matter what, Iowa's looking to get that ball onto the block as they already have 10 assists in this game. Compare that to Western Illinois' 3. They're just no matter if it's a big on the elbow or if it's a guard standing in the corner, they are looking to try to get it inside where they have that height advantage.
Iowa 3rd in assists this season, averaging 21 a game.
Haven't been finding success, then I think they still need to stick with it. I mean, if that's the game they play, if that's the game they excel at, then the shots will eventually land. You can't blame someone for missing a shot, but the shots will eventually fall, just like that. Getting the ball in quick, getting a quick score.
Nice move by Nicastro. Nice move by Callie Levine. Kisses it off the glass for 2. $15-point lead. And Callie Levine on the board for the first time tonight. Pass baseline 2 off the iron, rebounded by Stolke. Quick pass ahead for Addie Deal. In stride, goes up, and is taken off the ball.
She's being a lot more aggressive. I don't know if I've seen her making that many moves. That's the second time she's tried to step through. First one worked pretty well. Second time, they had it pretty good locked up.
Jumper from the paint is left short by Nicastro. And the Hawkeyes, with 3 minutes remaining in the half, slow things down. McCabe gives it up to Addie Deal, directing traffic. Addie Deal, mid-range 2, connects.
Hawks have done a lot of great work tonight off of that screen game where they're doing either dribble handoffs or doing a little bit of pick and roll action, but no matter what, the screens have been working for them, and it almost seems to confuse Western Illinois on defense.
Nicastro, step back 2 is good. Maya Nicastro has been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, she did struggle to start off early, but she has picked it up. Both her and McCowan have struggled from the field as Nicastro shooting 4 for 12, but she does have 9 points.
Taylor McCabe for 3, signature move from number 2.
But like we said, Nicastro, she started off slow, but she has picked it up recently, making her last couple buckets here. Let's see if that can get her in a groove.
Allie Meadows from the parking lot leaves it just short. Addie Deal, one-on-one with Kaylin Reed. Tries to give it up to Layla Hayes, but Reagan McCowan is in the way, gets a hand on it.
It's great defense to get in the passing lanes and not play behind as much. Try to more play on the side, see if you can turn around and get your hand in there, get a steal like they just did.
Corner 3 from Addie Brownfield. And now Western Illinois starting to connect from deep. Their third shot from beyond the arc tonight.
Western Illinois being very aggressive on defense, maybe even leaving their assignment sometimes, trying to risk it and get a steal.
Stolke is fouled as she tries to fight her way into the paint. And we'll see a full-sail change here as Ava Hayden, Journey Houston, and Kylie Feuerbach take the court for Hayes, Levine, and Stolke. See here Stolke driving in, and too much contact as the foul was tagged on Reagan McCowan. McCabe, long 3, rattles out. Rebounded by Hayden, bounce pass to Deal. Floater is left long. Houston battling for the rebound. She's fouled.
The Hawks are doing great on the offensive board. So far this game, they have been out-rebounded by Western Illinois on the offensive glass. Western Illinois has 7 offensive rebounds. Like I said earlier, they've had a lot of success getting second chance points, but now it seems like the Hawks' physicality starting to wear them down as they get 2 offensive rebounds in that possession.
McCabe thought about a 3. She drives in, stops, looking around for help, has Addie Deal. She'll slow it down with 45 on the clock. Hayden down to Houston, goes up, and she's fouled as it drops in.
What a great steal there from Houston, as she pretty much had her defender all the way under the hoop. All she had to do was turn around, put it straight up, and there's nothing that they could do.
Houston can't finish off the 3-point play.
Another offensive rebound.
Looking to take advantage of the opportunity. Houston back to Deal. Slips through to the paint. Drops it in.
Addie Deal playing with so much confidence right now.
Up to 13 points. Actually, check that. Make it 12 points for Addie Deal as the Hawkeyes in a commanding lead, 44-25. Bounce pass down low, intercepted, but a kick ball. It'll stay on this side of the court with 7 on the clock.
So you can see if they can draw something up here. You know this ball is most likely going to Nicastro. She's more shots. She's taken 12 shots. Everyone else in the lineup has taken 10 combined, so you know where this ball is most likely going.
Into the corner for Shetley, driving in, spinning around, loses control. One of the
This defense has held Western Illinois too. While Iowa is shooting 61.3% from the field. It's just a drastic difference, and Iowa's just doing phenomenal on all cylinders.
Not to mention the 20 defensive rebounds by the Hawkeyes tonight, not allowing a lot of second chance opportunities for Western Illinois. Baseline jumper is good from McCowan. She's now up to 9 points. One of the Leathernecks we highlighted in the pregame, looking to catch fire here in the second half to give Western Illinois a chance, and here is a turnover by the Hawkeyes.
And it looks like the Hawkeyes are starting to telegraph their passes inside. It says not the first time Western Illinois has been able to get a hand and get a deflection and get a steal off of a pass trying to go down low.
Three-pointer right in front of the Western Illinois bench is good from McCowan. She was somewhat quiet in the first half, now has back-to-back buckets to bring the lead back down to 14.
She now has 12 points on the game to lead the team. And Coach Gravina said before, he said she has slipped up in one game, and you know, when they only played 4 games, the stats may be a little skewed when you have one bad game, but he thinks that McCowan is just as important as Nicastro is to this team.
Kylie Feuerbach is fouled on her way up. She heads to the line to shoot 2. Feuerbach has been quiet tonight, 0 for 2. She scores her first from the charity stripe. Does have an assist. Kylie, much more known for her defensive prowess, though, has drawn a lot of comparisons to a former Hawkeye and Gabby Marshall, especially with being able to clog up the passing lanes, pick up some big blocks. Pass down low. Driving into the paint, she'll run around, give it up to McCowan, who pulls the trigger but leaves it long. Taylor McCain brings it up the court. 3 points in the first half. Ava Hayden drives, but she walks.
Western Illinois putting a lot more pressure here on the Hawks, and they are making it very difficult. The Hawks seem a little uncomfortable coming out here to start the second half.
Well, especially down low, and that's where Iowa, of course, is most dominant with Ava Hayden and Hannah Stolke, backed up by Layla Hayes, who now checks into the game for Hayden. But Western Illinois clogging up opportunities down the baseline. Western Illinois much more known for going on long runs, and that's how they flipped games on their head. Their last game against Bradley, it was back and forth all night until a 30-point third quarter. Here's a three-pointer from McCowan, which is left long, rebounded by Brownfield. She goes up and cleans up the mess.
Yeah, Gravina said in those types of games, his team's experience and their age really shows, and how he's able to just get 5 good minutes out of them where they can break the game wide open, whether it's like a 4-point game, and then all of a sudden 3 minutes later, if the swing can be insane, they can go from 12, they can start losing by 5. So he is very keen in on them making their stretches and capitalizing on their runs.
Taylor McKay, big time 3, her second tonight. She's up to 6 points. The answer from Nicastro is good, a 3-pointer of her own.
And Nicastro has already shot the same amount of threes in this game as she did all season before this. So, like we talked about earlier, Western Illinois' mentality and letting the ball fly from beyond the arc.
Nicastro again, this time leaves it just to the left, and Stolke will pick up the rebound. Iowa looking for some transition offense. Taylor Stremlo stepping in for the injured Chit Chat Wright. Hayes down low to Stolke, spins around and in.
Hawks are doing a great job getting the ball to the elbow or to the top of the key and just putting a little float as the other big usually has their man sealed off and turn around for an easy 2.
Brownfield is fouled before the Nicastro three-pointer. And Western Illinois off to a good start, outscoring the Hawks in the third quarter so far, 10-7. It'll be Brownfield to inbound. Addie Deal checks back into the game. A massive first half for her. 12 points, 5 for 7 from the field. Driving baseline. Spinning around is Reed. Bounces it over to Nicastro. Now she's backing down. Deal goes up. Tough shot. Rolls out.
And that was a great opportunity there for Western Illinois. Usually Nicastro has someone who's bigger guarding her. That time, a 6-foot Addie Deal guarding the 6'2" Nicastro. A little turnaround jumper, just gets an unlucky roll.
Ball does stay with the Leathernecks. Brownfield over to McCowan. Into the corner for Nicastro. She punches it home. Mia Nicastro on fire here in the second half. Feuerbach with the runner. She'll get that one to drop off the window.
Great answer there from Feuerbach. Maybe finding a little rhythm here, getting something going for the Hawkeyes.
14 points for Nicastro. Foul called on the baseline as Reagan McGowan was driving toward the cup.
And how he started off this broadcast talking about the two-headed monster in McCowan and Nicastro. Well, how about Nicastro shooting the ball 16 times, McCowan already having 12 shots, and we're only halfway through the third quarter here.
Stolke with the interception. McCabe turns it over down low. However, it will stay with the Hawkeyes as it was punched out. But how about that catch from Hannah Stolke, going up like a receiver, making a beautiful one-handed catch. Addie Deal around the screen, gives it up to Houston, who drives, tries to give it to Stolke. They'll keep possession for now. 10 on the shot clock. Feuerbach drives, kicks out to Houston, back out to Feuerbach. Short time on the shot clock. McCabe is blocked.
Outstanding defense there from Western Illinois. They had even some of their guards crash down on a driving big, leaving their man open. Saw Addie Deal wide open at the top of the key. Could be a little dangerous, but the ball wasn't swinging to her. So it was perfect defense there for Western Illinois.
Nicastro goes up through the double team, but leaves it short. McCabe for three, well short and into the hands of Western Illinois and Reagan McCowan. That one had some serious distance on it.
Yeah, it looked like she caught it, or did a catch and shoot a little too quickly, though, unable to get all her power into it, and with a hand in her face. It was a very difficult shot there.
Brownfield down low. McCowan backing down. Journey Houston. She wins that battle. And all of a sudden, Western Illinois back within 13. Foul called on this side of the court.
She's just been getting the ball everywhere, and she's starting to find her groove. Said 17 shots already, only made 6 of them, but she is starting to find her role here now.
What a play by Stremlo to keep that in play. Callie Levine with it now with 13 on the shot clock. Down to Stolke again. This time a foul is called as Reagan McCowan hit the deck. But what a play out of the timeout. Quick give and go from Stremlo to Stolke, where the defense was there, and somehow Taylor Stremlo kept that in play. And Iowa will have another chance at it, a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Back to Stolke again. She goes up and is fouled. Brownfield got too much of Hannah Stolke. And Hannah will head to the line to shoot two.
Brownfield doing a great job so far in anticipation of the ball going to the post, like in this play. Gets to Stolke, just gets some contact on her. And in the last one, she saw the pass coming, and sneaks around behind and makes a play on it.
Hannah Stolke, all Big Ten second team honors a year ago. And she knocks them both down. Shooting over 53% from the free throw line, one of the biggest improvements in her game in her 4 years as a Hawkeye. Brownfield around to Meadows. Driving in is Shetley, kicks it out into the corner. Good movement here from Western Illinois. Nicastro loses it. Stremlo behind the defense. She'll slow things down. Gives it up to Hayden like a bulldozer through the defense.
Yeah, it did not look like anyone was getting in Hayden's way on that one. She catches it 1-2, easy layup there. And when you see someone that big coming at you, all you got to do is get out of the way.
A full head of steam. Ava Hayden comes barreling down the paint. Here's a corner three from Western Illinois. That's left short. Reagan McCowan on the miss. Ahead for Levine. She drives baseline, spins around, puts up a wild shot that rims out.
Good move there. Iowa has resorted to the reverse layup multiple times, just unable to get that one to fall.
57-40, now a 17 point. Taylor, a 5'10 sophomore from Verona, Wisconsin, really stepping up, especially these last couple of games with Chit-Chat Wright going down to injury. Tonight, Stremlo's been a little more quiet. Those were just her third and fourth points of the day. She does have a couple of rebounds and 4 assists, but in that game against Miami, had 7 points and a career-high 8 rebounds to go along with 5 assists.
Yeah, she just fills up the stat sheet, doesn't she? Maybe doesn't get as many points as you'd think from someone like that, but she's a great passer, a great hustler, always working on the boards.
Nicastro with the and one. She'll head to the line and go for 3 points the old-fashioned way. Mia Nicastro trying to will her team back into this ball game. They were down big time going into half, but they have slowly been working their way back and have made this a ball game.
Well, she knows with her size compared to Ava Hayden's there, who was guarding her, she can't out-physical her, so she elects to do a little turnaround jumper. That thing was butter.
Levine gives up to Houston, down to Hayden, backing down to Castro, but Hayden misses the layup. Meadows the other way.
That was Hayden's first miss of the game. She seemed almost shocked to see that one that didn't go in.
Now 6 for 7 tonight. Meadows through the defense, puts up the underhanded shot, but leaves it short. Stremlo looking for Ava Hayden, who wasn't turned around, in a jump ball.
Hayden,
possession to Iowa.
They did make contact as they were running down, but it looked like they just didn't have the right communication, right? Same thought process there as Hayden turns her head, tries to get a seal, looks to set up the offense, and Stremlo wanted to get it to her as she had a much smaller defender on her.
1:39 remaining in the third quarter. A 16-point lead for the Hawks. Ava Hayden finds Stremlo, top of the key. 3 is good. Taylor Stremlo stepping in big time. Meadows, the answer off the back iron, and Hayden rips down the board.
That was a deep 3 very early in the shot clock, and I know you're trying to get the answer there, but I don't think that's quite what you were looking for.
Stremlo looking for a teammate in the corner. Levine wasn't there. Instead finds the bench, a turnover. Taylor McCabe checks back in for Addie Deal. Deal's gotten a lot of minutes tonight, especially with the ones, as Callie Levine will now inbound it for the Hawks. Addie Deal came in averaging just over 14 minutes a game through the first 6. Tonight, Addie Deal has more than 21 minutes. A foul on Taylor Stremlo.
Crowd doesn't seem to agree with that one. Poked it free. Fell right into Heiden's hand, and Streblo was wide open down the court. Could have been a chance for the Hawkeyes to get two there.
And Addie Deal, not too much of a rest as she checks right back in for Stremlo. Callie Levine stays out. Shetley thought about it now. She'll give it up to Nicastro. Nicastro loses it. Battle for the ball. Won by Brownfield. She goes up. She's fouled. Addie Brownfield, the 5'9" senior, draws the foul. She'll head to the line.
That's just a case of Anna Heiden being unable to keep up with the faster guard there. Having a great game defensively, but she's put in a tough situation there. And you'll see Layla Hayes come in for her now.
Mallory Shetley stays in for Western Illinois. She had a really good start, 6 points within the first few minutes, but we haven't called her name much since then.
McCowan also comes in for Western Illinois. She has 14 points, but also 4 personal fouls, so something she's going to have to watch out for is still have 10 and a half to play.
Brownfield, who's at the line, has 3 fouls as well. She'll make her second free throw. 62-44. Addie Deal. One of her best nights in the black and gold uniform. 12 points, 5 for 7 from the field. Going one-on-one with Meadows. Great defense by Meadows. Deal thought about it. She's going to have to give it up. Now she drives, loses the ball. And once again, Western Illinois back on offense. 3 on the clock. They lose it. Houston's got it. 1. Half-court heave.
Open players, open teammates to get 4 assists.
Long 3 left short by Brownfield, and Iowa back on offense in transition. Final quarter here from Carver Hawkeye Arena on Thanksgiving Eve. Really good crowd, especially with the holidays around the corner. Feuerbach is fouled. We weren't expecting a whole lot of fans, especially with Thanksgiving tomorrow, not a lot of students in town. But this crowd has really filled in well. They're cheering on the Hawks. And Kylie Feuerbach will inbound it after the foul.
See a lot of families here. Wonder if some are here for a little Thanksgiving treat, you know?
Definitely not a bad way to spend Thanksgiving Eve. Taylor McCabe eating a Thanksgiving early. That is her 3rd three-pointer tonight. Down low for McCowan, goes up against Feuerbach. She's fouled as the ball drops in, and she'll head to the line to try and clean up a 3-point play.
Nothing Feuerbach can do there. She had great position, straight up and down, just a little too much contact. Maybe came down a little bit too much there with that left arm.
Reagan McCowan, 4 personal fouls, but 16 points tonight. Can't finish the 3-point play. Journey Houston leaves it short. Rebounded by Nicastro.
Great rip through there. Rip through led to a hard drive, just a little too strong off the glass.
Shetley one-on-one with Houston, loses the ball. Addie Deal in transition. Stops, gives it to Houston. She's fouled.
And if you look there, great anticipation by Addie Deal as Houston was completely covered up there. And she looked almost a passer open, threw it to a spot, not so much to her, because if she passes that right to her, she's getting taken 10 times out of 10.
Journey Houston, she's had limited action this season, just a freshman from Davenport, Iowa. She's played in all 6, but has averaged just under 10 minutes a game. And tonight she's played a much larger role. Has already played over 12 minutes tonight, especially again with the absence of Chit Chat Wright, Tegan Mulaney, and Emily Rodriguez. A lot of different Hawkeyes have had to step up, including Stremblow at the 1. But Journey Houston and Callie Levine have gotten a lot more minutes because of all 3 of them being out tonight. Kylie Fierbach is fouled. That's number 5 on McCowan. She is done for the night.
Yeah, that last drive she had, a little too physical. Don't want to see a star player go out this early in the half, especially when you're down by 20. Coming off a great half, or great quarter there in the 3rd, but she's done for the night, and Coach Gravina's got to be upset about that.
Stolke floating in the air, puts it off the glass and in. And now Western Illinois will have to make up for one of their stars and try and fill the gap. Another foul. That one's on Addie Deal. McCowan finishes the night, 16 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. So we'll see where Western Illinois tries to fill the gap.
Looks like they're bringing in Agena.
Caitlin Agena, the 6'1" redshirt freshman from Waverly, Iowa, checks in for the Leathernecks. Nicastro spinning around. Reed down low for Nicastro, one-on-one with Stolke. She wins that battle.
Coach Gravina did say this could end up being a game where he has to empty the bench, let some of the players who don't play as much get some quality minutes here against a quality team. And here again coming in for her first minutes of the game.
How about the defense by Western Illinois? A couple of bodies hit the floor as Kaylin Reed runs into Ava Hayden, and the referee tabs the foul on Hayden. Hawkeye fans not happy.
Jen Jensen agrees with them. She is very frustrated at that call. It looked like both of them were just going, diving for the ball, really just a lot of incidental contact.
It is Hayden's 4th personal foul. Now she's in foul trouble. This ball's kicked out by the Hawks.
Yeah, they're bringing in Hayes.
And this is where the depth really comes in handy for the Hawkeyes. Of course, you're already out 3 really good players, but then when arguably your best player gets into foul trouble, you can lean on the true freshman Layla Hayes. And a lot of people didn't expect Iowa to have the type of depth that they do, but the young players have stepped up, especially the sophomore class, and now you're seeing the freshman class start to follow suit. And all of a sudden, the Iowa Hawkeyes are looking at a really good basketball team. And with the depth, that could really help down the stretch.
It's at every position as well. I mean, you have Stolke getting into foul trouble, then Journey could come in.
And not to mention Taylor McCabe. That's her 4th three-pointer tonight. Nearly got a steal. Brownfield goes up and is fouled. But how about Taylor McCabe? 4 for 10 from the field. All 4 have been from beyond the arc. She's up to 12 points tonight.
Tell you what, you want to see a stat line like Taylor McCabe's, look no further than tonight. 12 points, 4 for 10 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3. As before this game, she'd only taken 4 or 5 two-pointers total.
Yeah. She only shoots from 3. She's always looking for the maximum points possible when she has the ball in her hands.
And with the way she can shoot it, why not?
Second one is made by Brownfield. McCabe made 3 or more three-pointers 17 times in her career coming into this season. She has the 11th most among Hawkeyes since 2009. That's a lot of three-pointers.
I mean, yeah, she's the 21st Hawkeye to net 100 career threes. You can tell she likes to step out from beyond the arc. It's almost as if it's like she's playing the floor is lava inside of the arc.
Layla Hayes is hit with another foul. And that will bring Caitlin Eganot to the line. Her first opportunities of the day. Redshirted last season. Has only played in a couple of games this year. Makes her first. Last time out, played just 1 minute against Northern Illinois. Can't make them both. 20-point game, Hawkeyes in control. Good defense by Brownfield, diving for the ball. In transition, Madison Davis, her first minutes, and she makes the most of them.
Tell you what, there is no quit in this Western Illinois team. That's the second possession where you've seen them diving for the ball on the ground, trying to get any advantage, even though it is a 20-point game.
Layla Hayes, spin around jumper is good. Brownfield down toward the baseline. They'll reset. 5.5 remaining in the ball game. Davis, jumper from 2 is short. Layla Hayes comes up with the board, 73-53. You'd expect Gravina to start to unload the bench a little bit more here. He said he wanted to get everybody some minutes, especially, like you said, against a really good opponent, but also in front of a great crowd. Plenty of history here in Carver Hawkeye. And he said at the end of the day, he wants everybody to have an opportunity to play on this historic court.
Yeah, and I would say Jan Jensen is probably looking to do the same, but with the general age of her team, it wouldn't hurt to get, let's say, Addie Deal or Layla Hayes more minutes in a game like this.
Well, there were some games early on where this Iowa team was up by 40, and the starters were still in with 3-4 minutes left in the game. She wants to give them as many opportunities to mesh and become a team as she can. Here's a rip. Stolke nearly loses it, but Stremlow's there to help out. Cross-court pass for McCabe. Thought about another 3. Instead, she'll give it up to Stremlow. Back to McCabe in the corner. McCabe fires away, trains it.
And McCabe is having a phenomenal second half here. Absolutely lighting it up from beyond the arc.
A foul on the other end. Brownfield goes up and draws it. Cannot miss from beyond the arc.
Yeah, she's also been very fearless. Whenever she's catching it, there's usually a hand in her face, and she's still letting it fly. And she has 10 attempts. Iowa's 18 as a team, and she's out-attempted her entire teammates, and that's saying something with how aggressive Addie Deal and Stremlow have been playing.
Brownfield makes them both, 76-55. McCabe will sit to start, out of the timeout. She will start on the bench. But plenty of the starters still out there. Kylie Feuerbach and Taylor Stremlow. Layla Hayes takes an elbow. She's fouled.
So she's checking if there's any blood. Hopefully there's not. She seems to be laughing it off, though.
She's all right. Addie Deal set to check in. She'll come in late for Stremlow. And now they're ready to go. 4 minutes remaining. Levine pulls the trigger from 3, leaves it long.
That's a shot you like to see her take late in this game when it's almost comfortably in hand. So Iowa has a 21-point lead. Try running some plays for some players who don't get as much minutes, and she hasn't taken many three-pointers this season. Like to see what she's got. Let us see it fry.
Madison Davis is fouled. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. Callie Levine has only scored 8 points this season. Last year, waited until one of the final games of the season. It was in the NCAA tournament when she scored her first points of her Hawkeye career. Did not wait very long this season, scoring in one of the opening games. And getting probably some of the most minutes she's seen in her career tonight. 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field. As it looks like Kenise Johnson will also eat up some minutes here at the end of the ball game for the Hawkeyes. Levine is fouled as she drives.
And it does look like it will be the end of the game for Mia Castro. She finished with 20.7 boards, both led the team. A real valiant effort there. She tried to take over in the third quarter, and she did there for a little bit, but just not quite enough.
Jada Gyamfi and Kenise Johnson check in for the Hawkeyes. Gyamfi, a fan favorite. Very popular on social media. This last weekend, the team was down in Orlando. They spent a day at Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one it is down there. And Jada Gyamfi did a day in the life down in Disney with Callie Levine. And to say the least, the fans absolutely loved it. She was made for the camera, and she's really good when it comes to the social media. Pass down low. Scoop and score for Allie Meadows. Hawkeyes back in transition offense.
You know, if she found success doing those day in the life, maybe me and you should try to do one. See if we can get some social media traction.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not very good at those things, Karch. I don't know about you.
I do have a TikTok that is 7,000 views. So
okay, there you go.
I thought I was famous in high school when I posted that.
Oh, it seems to be easier and easier every day to, be able to market yourself or just be able to build a mark. 78-59, 2:52 to go in the ball game. Oh, Jan Jensen has a couple more words for Daly. And they're going to continue their conversation up the court as Allie Meadows brings it up for Western Illinois. Bowman for 3 off the back iron. Hayes rips it down. Deal pulls the trigger from 3. Addie Deal have a night in front of the home crowd.
That was a quick trigger there. She did not look scared at all. Walked down and just a beautiful shot there from Deal.
Mallory Shetley scores her first point since the first quarter. Levine around the screen from Gyamfi, goes up behind the back. What a layup from Callie Levine. Another long 2 from Shetley. That looked just too easy.
Shetley started off the game 3 for 3. And then missed a couple shots, but her last 2 have fallen down. So see if she can gain some confidence here back in her jump shot. Continue to keep shooting.
Gyamfi fouls Sydney Skrobot to slow down the transition. And that will send Western Illinois to the line to shoot 2.
And you want to talk about stepping up. I mean, Chit Chat Wright goes down. So does Emily Rodriguez. And your 2 top scorers for the Hawkeyes are Addie Deal and Taylor McCabe, both with 15. So that's exactly what Jan Jensen wanted to see out of her guards when maybe her best one gets down.
Well, especially with how much Ava Hayden has been dominating the headlines and leading the way on offense. I mean, you have 4 different Hawkeyes in double digits, 3 with 15 points. Hannah Stolke has 12, but Addie Deal, Taylor McCabe, and Ava Hayden all tied for the team lead in points. Deal is still out there. She could very well take the lead here with 1:44 remaining in the game, and she could end up being the team's leading scorer.
off the bench. It's exactly the role that Emily Rodriguez had occupied, but now with no Rodriguez, needed someone else to fill it in, and Deal has done it seamlessly.
Layla Hayes is fouled. And Addie Deal, with all the hype, you know, it can be hard to come in with that much hype and a fan base that is so bought into the women's basketball program. There aren't very many programs around the country that has a fan base like this. Back-to-back sold-out seasons. And Addie Deal, really the face of this freshman class. The hype has been growing since really the last couple of years since she announced that she was coming to the University of Iowa. And now she's here. A little bit of a slow start, but really the last couple of games she has stepped up and has been very comfortable. And tonight, 15 points, 6 for 9 from the field, 3 from beyond the arc. Also tacks on 5 assists and 3 rebounds. I mean, you can't ask for a better night from the true freshman.
Well, yeah, like you said, with her coming being highly anticipated, it almost seems like every time she takes a shot, everyone in the arena just takes a deep inhale, just like, oh, this is going to be good.
Long three.
Ooh.
Drains it. Shelby Bowman from nearly the logo. Drains a three-pointer. Here's Kenise Johnson. Kicks it out to Deal. She'll drive baseline, puts up a tough shot, and she is the team leader in scoring tonight. Career high, 17 points for Addie Deal.
And she said that
And shot clock is turned off. Herrig makes them both. Addie Deal, a career high in points, rebounds, and assists. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. What a night for the true freshman. And she'll be the one to dribble it out. 86-69, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Another dominant victory. Got to tip your cap to Western Illinois. They kept it close there at the beginning. But this Iowa defense stepped up, and the Hawkeyes ultimately got their points, and they stay undefeated. 7